Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Think about the last person you fell hard for, the one who pulled you in almost instantly. The chemistry felt undeniable, right? Now think about how that relationship ended, or why it keeps hitting the same walls. Here's what nobody tells you. The person you were most magnetically drawn to? You've met them before. You just called her mom. I know, that sounds like something a therapist says to charge you $200 an hour. But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to recognize at least 3 of these 7 signs in your own love life. And once you see it, you genuinely cannot unsee it. This is Deheartmanual nobody handed to you, and today we are going inside the psychology of how your earliest relationship, the one you had no say in, is quietly running your romantic choices right now into age 26. Before we get into the signs, I need to give you the foundational idea that makes all 7 of them make sense. Psychologists call it your attachment blueprint. Before you ever had a crush, before you ever went on a date, your brain was already building a definition of what love is supposed to feel like. And it built that definition entirely from one relationship. Your mother, or whoever your primary caregiver was. Here is the part that matters. Your brain did not just record what love looked like, it recorded what love felt like in your body. The tension, the warmth, the unpredictability, the safety, or the absence of any of those things. And then, without your conscious permission, it filed all of that under. This is what intimacy feels like. So when you walk into adulthood and meet someone who triggers that same feeling, your nervous system lights up. It calls that feeling chemistry. It calls it connection. But a lot of the time, and this is the part that will change how you date, what you are actually feeling is familiarity. Familiarity is not the same as healthy, but your brain cannot tell the difference unless you teach it to. That is what these 7 signs are for. Sign 1. You are addicted to fixing women. The first sign is one of the most common ones I see, and most men who have it wear it like a badge of honor. You are drawn to women who are struggling, women who are emotionally unavailable, who have a painful past, who seem like they just need the right person to finally show up for them. And you believe, genuinely believe, that you could be that person. Psychologists call this repetition compulsion. The idea is that when something in childhood was left unresolved, a mother who is emotionally distant, unpredictable, or needed saving herself, the psyche develops an unconscious drive to go back and fix it. Not with her. With every woman who reminds your nervous system of her. You are not falling for broken women because you are naive. You are falling for them because fixing them feels like it would finally resolve something that happened 20 years ago. The tell. Ask yourself, do relationships where everything is actually fine feel boring to you? If stability feels like the absence of passion rather than the presence of it, that is sign 2. You confuse emotional unavailability with mystery. This one is subtle, and it runs deep. There is a specific type of woman that men with this pattern find irresistible. She is not cold exactly. She is selective. She gives just enough to keep you engaged, then pulls back. You never quite know where you stand. And the uncertainty, rather than repelling you, makes you pursue harder. Here is what is happening neurologically. If you grew up with a mother whose warmth was inconsistent, sometimes present and nurturing, sometimes withdrawn or emotionally absent, your brain learned to work for emotional connection. The reward was not the connection itself. It was the chase, and then the rare moment of finally getting through. That pattern wires directly into adult attraction. Women who are consistently warm and open can feel, and I want you to sit with this word, too easy. Not because they are, but because your nervous system never learned to associate easy access with real intimacy. You are not looking for mystery. You are looking for a dynamic that feels like home. The problem is, home was not always a safe place emotionally. Sign 3. You overfunction in relationships. Ask yourself, are you the one who always holds everything together? You are the one who manages the emotional temperature of the relationship. You are the one who senses when she is pulling away before she even knows it herself. You over-communicate. You over-explain. You are always the one reaching back first after conflict. This is called parentification. And it shows up most in men who, growing up, took on an emotional caretaking role with their mother. Whether that was because she was struggling, because dad was absent, or because it simply felt like your job to keep her happy and stable. You learned very early that love is something you earn through performance, that relationships require you to make yourself indispensable, that if you are not actively holding things together, they will fall apart. In a relationship, that becomes exhausting. You burn out. You start to resent the person you are over-functioning for. And ironically, the over-functioning often attracts women who are comfortable being under-functional, completing the exact dynamic you grew up in. Sign 4. Then you struggle with receiving. Here is a sign that almost nobody talks about. You are comfortable giving love, affection, support, attention, time. You give generously. But when a woman who is healthy and available tries to give those things back to you, something in you gets uncomfortable. You deflect the compliment. You minimize the gesture. You feel almost suspicious of it. Why would someone just be good to you without an angle? This traces back to 2 possible maternal dynamics. The first, a mother whose love always came with conditions, with expectations attached, with the implicit message that you had to deserve it. The second, a mother who was so emotionally depleted herself that she simply could not give much, and you normalized receiving very little. Either way, you internalized a low baseline for what you are worth in a relationship. Healthy love does not compute because it does not match the template. The result in adulthood, you self-sabotage with women who are actually good for you. You find reasons it will not work. You pull back. You tell yourself she is boring, or she is too keen, or the connection is not electric enough. What you are really saying is, this does not feel like the love I grew up with. And you are right. It does not. That is the point. As sign 5, you end up in situationships. In 2026, situationships are everywhere. And yes, culture and apps play a role. But if you find yourself repeatedly landing in undefined, no-label, emotionally ambiguous connections, your maternal blueprint is worth examining. Situationships, at their psychological core, are relationships without clear emotional contracts. No defined expectations, no formal commitment, just enough connection to feel attached, but enough ambiguity to avoid real vulnerability. That structure maps almost perfectly onto the experience of growing up with a mother who gave inconsistent emotional validation. You never quite knew where you stood. The terms were never defined. Love was real, but it was conditional and unpredictable. As an adult, that formlessness feels normal. Relationships with clear mutual commitment can actually feel claustrophobic or overwhelming because they require you to be fully seen, and you never learned that being seen was safe. The additional piece: if you were parentified, if you were your mother's emotional support growing up, you may have learned that your value in a relationship comes from being needed, not from being loved freely. Situationships keep you in a permanent state of being needed without ever requiring anyone to fully choose you. Sign 6. You react to conflict like a child. Not an insult. A clinical observation. When conflict arises in a relationship, do you shut down completely and go cold? Or do you escalate fast, feel overwhelmed, and say things you do not mean? Maybe you swing between both depending on the person. These are attachment responses. And they were rehearsed in childhood, not adulthood. The way your mother handled conflict, or the way conflict felt in your home, trained your nervous system with its first model of what happens when 2 people who love each other disagree. If conflict as a child meant emotional withdrawal, abandonment of warmth, or explosive unpredictability, your adult nervous system still reacts to relationship conflict as a threat to your survival, not just a disagreement between two grown people. This is why you can be completely rational in every other area of your life, and then become utterly unable to communicate clearly the moment a woman you love is upset with you. You are not responding to her. You are responding to the 5-year-old version of that feeling. Sign 7. You are still trying to get from her what you needed from your mother. This is the most important sign, and the hardest to admit. You are looking to your romantic partner to give you something your mother could not. Consistent validation, unconditional acceptance, the experience of being chosen fully without conditions just for existing. And here is why that is a problem. It is not a role any romantic partner can actually fill. Not because she doesn't love you, but because what you are grieving is a specific loss from a specific time in your development. A partner can love you in the present. She cannot go back and parent your past. When this pattern is running, you set up impossible standards. Not because you are demanding, but because no real woman can ever fully satisfy a hunger that was created before you were old enough to understand it. Every relationship eventually disappoints. Every woman eventually fails you, because she was never the one you were actually looking for. This is what psychologists mean when they talk about grieving the mother's wound. Not anger at your mother, not blame, just honest acknowledgement that something you needed was not fully there, and releasing the unconscious project of trying to find it in every woman you date. So what do you actually do with all of this? 3 things. And I am going to give them to you straight, not wrapped in affirmations. First, name your template. Write down, honestly, what love felt like growing up. What was the emotional atmosphere at home? What did you have to do to earn warmth? What happened when you needed something and did not get it? You cannot interrupt a pattern you have not identified. Second, learn to distinguish familiarity from compatibility. The next time you feel that instant, undeniable pull towards someone, pause. Ask yourself, what specifically feels familiar here? Is this chemistry? Or is this your nervous system recognizing a dynamic it already knows how to navigate? That question alone will change who you spend time with. Third, grieve it. This is the one people skip. Not therapy necessarily, although therapy works, but some form of honest acknowledgement that you did not get everything you needed as a child, that it was not your fault, and that it is not your partner's job to make up for it. When you stop demanding from your partner what you need from your mother, something changes in how you choose people. You stop being drawn to women who feel like puzzles to solve. You start being drawn to women who feel like peace. And peace, I promise you, is not boring. It is just new. If you recognize yourself in any of these signs, even one, you are already ahead. Awareness is the entire first step. Most men go their whole lives running this program without ever knowing the software exists. Drop a comment below telling me which sign hit hardest. And if you want to go deeper on any of these attachment styles, how to actually build secure connections, the psychology of what women are really responding to when they say a man is emotionally unavailable, subscribe, because that is exactly where this channel is going. I will see you in the next one.